Hello everyone. This is completely unplanned and this is not one of my regular videos. I feel the need to say this today and I apologize in advance for the video quality and the audio quality. Just bear with me, please. I want to start off with a poem, a beautiful poem written by an Indian man on Indian Twitter or X, a man with a blue ticked account apparently, and it is dedicated to a Pakistani woman or to Pakistani women in general, and it's deeply touching and beautiful. And this Pakistani woman who this poem was directed at supposedly was the woman who was giving her opinion on the possible war between India and Pakistan after the recent Pahalgam attacks. Uh, please watch this. I'm going to stick it somewhere. I'm not going to repeat what was said in Hindi. You can pause the video and read it. And he is also writing at the end that it isn't his original composition. He's copied it from another ex handle. Such a kind man. He is giving proper credit where credit is due. Very respectable human being. I have blurred all the names. I am giving the courtesy to this man that he didn't feel the need to give to womankind in general. And for those people who do not understand Hindi, please allow me to provide a rough translation to you. This is what the poem says. There was a village somewhere far. The poet here is referring to Pakistan. That village had who were really cheap. The poet here, I suppose, is referring to Pakistani women. I don't want to translate the next Hindi lines, but the poet basically elaborates in beautiful language how these women who are really cheap would like to take it up their arse. And he also goes on to create a beautiful imagery, like all beautiful poetry has, it has a lot of imagery of these women receiving it up their arse and laughing while being violated. And in the last two lines, the poet implies that the lady giving her opinion, which I must add was very respectfully given, also looks like she belongs to the same category of cheap from the same village. Before I say anything, I want to clearly state Operation Sindoor is a political victory for India. And as Indians, we have all the right in the world to celebrate it, to celebrate the action of our military. Terrorism should not be tolerated, and the terrorist attack was done very specifically targeting people of a particular religion. And I completely back every single support that goes for the operation that was done very strategically. It's a strategic victory for our country. At the same time, there are Pakistani citizens who vehemently believe that Pakistan has been falsely accused and civilian settlements have been targeted. They have the absolute right to talk against it. As a regular civilian, do I know the absolute truth? I don't know the absolute truth. And I can't know the absolute truth. I will probably never know the absolute truth. I do have an opinion, but my opinion is irrelevant. No matter which side of the border you're on, what I want to speak about today applies on both sides. All right, there's a large section of men in the subcontinent, in our subcontinent, the Indian subcontinent, on both sides. These men cannot hold a conversation with, and this is, first of all, before I say anything, I'm not calling out an individual. I'm calling out something very important. And if I don't speak, who will? These men cannot hold a conversation with any woman in real life. They have experienced repeated sexual rejection all their lives by women because either they were creepy or they were disrespectful. A lot of them are completely lost. They are so lost and so full of hatred especially hatred for women. And these are not always people who are unemployed. This could be a person who has a respectable job. It doesn't matter. They are full of hatred towards women. They feel weak and they feel pathetic in life. People around them don't respect them, or they are not able to extract from those people what they want. And if they are being honest, they also don't respect themselves internally. They are disgusted by themselves. They feel so powerless in their real lives, and after being repeatedly rejected by women, they begin entertaining detailed, graphic fantasies of how they would like to degrade, violate, and assault women. They also have these elaborate rape fantasies, but they know that under normal circumstances, they cannot go out and talk about those fantasies. Otherwise, the society will shun them. The society will find them as disgusting as they find themselves. But once in a while, there comes an opportunity where there is a conflict between two countries, there is a conflict between two religions, or a girl or a woman does something publicly which makes the public opinion against her. It antagonizes the public against her. Now, here comes a very great opportunity for these people, because these people feel it's safe now, at least verbally, to express the deep hatred they have had for women all their lives, and to express the fantasies they have of violating them. So they hide behind the screen and they will call a woman a, and for the first time for 15 seconds in their lives, they will feel like they are a man. They have abused a woman. They have now become men that they always wanted to be. They will tell you that they are nationalists. They will tell you that they are very good Hindus, they are very good Muslims, they are very good Christians. Because it's very painful to think that they are none of those things. They are actually disgusting products of a deeply failed upbringing and a society which actively promotes and celebrates rape culture. And even people who do not promote and celebrate rape culture are highly tolerant of that culture. They are highly tolerant of a man elaborately talking about how a woman would laugh while being violated. And just because that woman belongs to a country that we are in a conflict with, or a religion that we are in a conflict with, it just becomes a safe place for them to come and vomit the disgust they have in their system. So, anyways, these people are not good Hindus or Muslims, good Pakistanis or good Indians, and it happens on both sides, by the way. They are just deeply sad, weak, and broken men, and they choose the path that is the most readily available to deep, sad, and broken men in this world to feel powerful. They choose to abuse women either online or offline if they have a chance. No man who has had good relations with women, good experiences with women, is going to go around and talk about women in a way that is absolutely dehumanizing, because women have actually let you close enough for you to understand that they are human beings too. Um, Most men who see their fathers treating their mothers with respect, it doesn't matter where you are from, they don't go out on public platforms hiding behind a screen proudly typing how a woman would laugh while she is violated. To these men, I would like to say something, and I know it doesn't matter, but I still want to say it, because if I don't speak, who will? It is my responsibility as a human being. This is what I want to tell you. The God whose name you have used to justify your abuse, assault, and degradation of women, either online or offline, physically, verbally, every opportunity you get, when the day comes when you have to actually face that God, and that God asks you what he or she told you that justified you degrading another human being, I hope you have a good answer. I hope you have a good answer. And I hope that day, every single thing that you did feels worth it. That day, you are going to have to face how weak and pathetic you were all along. And it will only be you and the deep, painful rot inside you. There's going to be nobody else to blame. And to some other accounts that I have come across on social media, which I found very disturbing, some of those videos are celebrating some people very scared and running for their lives. And I am not showing any sympathy to Pakistan or India. I am definitely not showing sympathy to terrorism. This is not me speaking for a country. Uh, what I found disturbing was you are indulging in your own sadism, and social media is amplifying that sadism. A strategic response to terrorism was necessary, and you can back your country's response without laughing at scared people who you don't know whether they are terrorists or not running for their lives. Whether people on social media do it for money, I don't know, but that voice just gets amplified and it's very, very disturbing. Very disturbing. Once you learn to dehumanize another person, no matter if they are from a different religion, no matter if they are a different gender, it sooner or later you're going to dehumanize people closer to you as well. If India disappears tomorrow, Pakistanis will start poisoning each other. And if Pakistan disappears tomorrow, Indians, Hindus will start poisoning each other. So, fighting terrorism and dehumanizing an entire population of people, whether it's Indians or Pakistanis, Hindus or Muslims, it's not the same thing. You don't have to laugh at people running for their lives and don't have to do this happy Diwali. We don't have to do this. Our government is doing its thing. And I think for me, it's important to stay respectful. You don't laugh at somebody dying. Innocent lives must have been lost in the attacks, and that is what happens. And I do understand it happens. And I do still understand sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes attacks are necessary because you have to retaliate. But we don't have to laugh at it. We just have to, we are not fighting against an ethnicity of people, we are fighting against terrorism. And since I think most people are intelligent enough, if you allow yourself to understand that terrorism is not a single player game, it is a well established business. So even if Pakistan disappears from the face of the earth tomorrow, terrorism will not necessarily disappear. A lot of people are benefiting from it. And civilians on both sides have very little to do. I'm talking about pure civilians. People who have their shops, people who go for jobs, they have very little to do. So going online and typing, blow up the entire Pakistan, blow up the entire India, it's just servicing a perverted sense of sadism, and it almost has nothing to do with your love for your country. This is what I want to say. Take care and bye bye.